here we are experiencing this sort of twilight zone. It's almost as if time has warped and we are experiencing the same exact thing the citizens of the Roman Empire did upon their exit from history. And you could highlight in many different ways in terms of the massive influx of foreign peoples into your city, your country. And then, of course, there's the exorbitant inflation of the currency, absolute corruption across the board, everyone vying for power and wealth for themselves, and not a single care for the common citizen. But what we're going to talk about today is something more specific in terms of a single event. Because a single event sort of is a characteristic or personifies, if you will, what is happening on a larger scale, or what has been happening for a very, very long time. And again, it goes back to that same sort of experience. Perhaps the experience is the same of the Roman citizen. We have the bread and circuses to keep people from revolting. And the UFC has the ultimate bread and circus for you. They're going to go down on the White House lawn on June 14th. Stacked card, UFC Freedom 250, they're calling it, on the president's 80th birthday, mind you. And how about that? Is this really what we're going to do? We're going to have bread and circus right there on the lawn of the Capitol while we initiate the New World War on the other side of the globe. And pull out the details, right? Dana White didn't start as a super rich guy, but he sure as hell is one now, okay? But he got his rich friends to invest in the UFC, and then that's how they built it up. But make no mistake, the UFC has been acquired multiple times since their initial sale, I believe in 2016, maybe 2017. But Dana White's an uber billionaire, and when they were trying to find spots to host the first UFC after him and the Fertitta brothers acquired it, they were having a lot of trouble. So many venues didn't want it, so Donald Trump hooked him up, and they gave him a spot, the Trump Tower, Trump Plaza, and they put the UFC show on. And they have had a great relationship ever since. Now, the UFC is owned by TKO Holdings. You can do your research to see who's the deep pockets on that, but it's big, big money, right? They own the WWE, UFC, all under one umbrella. And it's huge sports entertainment money, right? And then, of course, you have the president himself, Donald Trump, super huge billionaire, has all kinds of uber billionaire donors making sure that he's in line doing what they want with the agenda. And the reason we bring this up is because look at it. It's the same old song, right? Super huge billionaire rich people doing business with each other to their benefit, to the distraction of the people, right? Like, yeah, you guys come bring your show onto the White House yard and it'll be crazy and we'll make a bunch of money because all the tickets are overpriced and everything's overpriced now. And the common people will go and they'll tune in and they'll watch and we'll drop bombs on the other side of the world and nobody will ask any questions. Won't be none the wiser, right? But my friends, just like thousands of years ago, the circuses suck and the bread is rotten. Okay, and something is afoot. Something smells off. And it is the way your democracy is operating. Big club rich folks, and you ain't in it, okay? So, I'd like to just go on and on, but really what else can there be said about it, right? They're going to hold a big UFC fight. They're going to call it Freedom 250. How much freedom are we experiencing? How much prosperity? Are things cheaper? Are we not getting in new wars in the Middle East? But no, it doesn't matter as long as you get to watch some sports events, right? As long as you get to see Freedom 250 and the baseball games are on, and then football spring training, and then basketball, I guess, right? As long as you can do that. Oh, hey, March Madness. Just watch March Madness. Don't even worry about your country being sold out to foreign interests. Fill out your bracket. Is this where we are now? Is this what we're doing? You know? So, it's up to you. Us, the people. You can either just tune out, go watch the sports, pay no mind, or come together. It's pretty much the choices on the table at this point. You know, and the whole UFC card on the White House, it's just, I find it insulting, really. You know, with the state of everything and this whole idea that that's supposed to be entertainment, and when you look underneath the curtain, it's just a bunch of rich people doing business together, having events, just continuing to enrich each other at your expense, at the cost of your lives' well-being. No care for your family, no care for our neighborhoods or communities. It's just rich people running up the dollar for themselves. So, bread and circuses, my friends. Are you tuned in?